Bonsoir, bonjour. Je m'appelle Madame Émilie Fellmann. Ça, c'est moi. Je mange une glace en France. Je viens de Kankakee, c'est en Illinois. Je suis américaine, mais mon mari, il s'appelle Denis et lui, il est français. Il est très grand. Il vient de l'Alsace, en France. L'Alsace est une petite région de la France. Nous avons 3 garçons, Étienne, qui a bientôt 14 ans, Xavier, qui a 12 ans, et Louis, qui a bientôt 9 ans. Nous parlons français et anglais chez nous à la maison. Voilà, ça c'est ma famille. Ça c'est ma famille en France, où nous aimons aller dans les montagnes, faire de la randonnée. Voici mes diplômes universitaires. Donc, j'ai un diplôme de l'Université de Notre-Dame, un diplôme supérieur en français de l'Université d'Illinois et aussi un diplôme en français de l'Université de Californie à Irvine. Alors, moi, je suis Domer, je suis Illini et je suis Anteater. Voilà. Mon éducation, mes universités. Voici les activités que j'aime faire. J'aime voyager, jouer du piano, lire avec mes enfants, faire du yoga, c'est nécessaire, regarder des films américains, des films français, et discuter avec mes amis et ma famille. Ce sont mes activités préférées. Voici ma famille en 2018. Je suis allée à Disney World en France pour voir la famille à mon mari et cette année, nous sommes allés à Saint-Louis pour voir mon frère aussi et sa famille. Cette année à LT, j'enseigne le français 2, le français 3, Excel et le français 3 Honors ACP. Okay, en anglais maintenant. So that was just to give parents a little taste of what French class will be like, both in the classroom and via Zoom. I try to use as much French as possible with gestures and pictures and slides, just to give you a little taste of what an immersion classroom feels like in the target language. So for both French 2, which combines Prep and Excel, and for French 3 Excel this year, we will be using the D'accord series, book 2. French 2 we begin with D'accord in French 2, and then we continue on in French 3. D'accord is a college textbook. So that's one of the reasons that we fought for, for French 3 this year to be an Excel level. There is no prep anymore for French 3 because it's already a college textbook. It's difficult. So we feel that the kids are up to the challenge, the students are up to the challenge, and that they deserve the credit for it. So it provides a really good platform. We don't by any means use the textbook exclusively. We like to use the audio activities, and there will be homework assigned on the online platform, which is called VHL Central. LT pays for your student to have a VHL Central account. And so when you see VHL Central, that means that there's homework assigned online with the textbook. French 3 has already begun doing this. And for French 2, we haven't yet started with the online homework quite yet. Right now, French 2 should be looking for homework on Canvas. Just a little bit about how things will be different with remote learning this year, at least at the beginning. Some students have emailed me and said, they need to miss class, but can they do the work outside? Well, there is a little bit of homework, not much, because I know kids are on the computer all day. But I just want to emphasize how the synchronous Zooms, the live Zoom sessions are so important, and even, more important this year because the listening and speaking French that's the way that you learn it. And so most students are not doing that outside of class. So I encourage them to speak and listen to French as much as possible. I do have a lot of resources for them to do that outside of class, but in class is when I can guarantee that that's happening. So It's really important to be on those live Zoom classes. I also ask, it's an LT policy, and we're asking that video stays on. This is both for safety and also for language learning, because I have students imitate, the movement of my mouth to do the French U. I tell them we do an E and a U, and we do an U. And I have them practice those, and it's really important to try to, for me to see their mouths moving, if at all possible. I tell them if they cannot have their camera on, just to let me know. And if they continue to have problems, then they can get a computer from LT, and the camera should work on those. So just keep me posted. If something happens, I'd like to get a message from the student explaining why they can't be on video. The best way to communicate with me for the kids is via Canvas, email, or Zoom private message. Parents, the best way is email. I check my email often. I have that on the next slide. Normally during open house, I have parents fill out something on paper telling me about your student. So please look in the next week or so for a Google form email where I ask you to tell me a little bit about your student. I always enjoy reading a little bit about the background, things that kids might not tell me, but may be important for me to know. I am the French Club sponsor. We're hoping to get the go-ahead very soon to begin, maybe next week or the following, virtual meetings. We did last year Netflix party where we watched a movie together, and we did lots of different French culture and conversations and debates, and we're hoping to maybe do a virtual cooking lesson this time. My officers are all very responsible, fun, and nice. And my main thing about French Club is that we welcome everybody, and you don't have to come to every meeting. You just come when you can. You don't even have to take French to be in French Club. So voilà, ça c'est moi. There's my email, Fellmann with 2 L's and 2 N's at lths.net. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm so happy to have your student in French, and I really hope that they will leave this year speaking and being more proficient in the French language than when they got here, and most of the time they do. So merci beaucoup, et au revoir, bonne soirée.